Previously, on Always Bloody and Doskvol, Bo and Satyr consulted Eckert and Attican, uncovering terrifying evidence that souls are not merely displaced but being permanently erased, while unknown parties quietly collect the resulting hollow bodies. Hawke indulged her murderous devotion to the empty vessel in a brutal alleyway killing, while Wren secretly reached out to Lord Skurlock with a symbolic warning about the spreading hollows. Reunited in the Opera House war room, the Harbingers pieced together the existence of two separate forces at work, something creating the empty bodies and another faction harvesting them for unknown purposes. So we cut into the Opera House, the war room, as it were. You have gathered a bit of information from Eckert, the corpse thief, regarding the fact that he has been collecting bodies that all seem to be hollowed out, for lack of better words. And that somebody is telling them, is ordering these corpses like as if they are from a catalog. And he is delivering the corpse that Bo had seen on the slab in 3 days' time to a location in Charter Hall. Meanwhile, Satyr spoke to Attican and had probably the strangest conversation he's ever had with the man, which is saying a lot, actually. To which Attican seemed panicked, terrified, and quite literally jumpy as he launched himself into a subterranean hole and disappeared into unknown depths, catacombs, perhaps, and was lost to Satyr. However, given the information you guys have, at least last I recall, you were planning on figuring out what was going on with these deliveries of corpses, who they were going to, where they were going, and why. Because Eckert had no idea. They were essentially dead drops. He would drop off. He would be given a location. He would drop off the hollowed out corpse, and he would collect his dues. So you guys have the location. You guys have the time frame in which he is to be dropping these off. 3 days time from last episode. And yeah, what are you guys doing in the war room of the Opera House?
I think first and foremost, we were sharing notes, right?
Yeah.
So at a minimum, Satyr shared his experience with Attican to catch everybody up. And then try to get as much information from everybody else as possible on kind of what they were able to pick up from Eckert and keep abreast of Skurlock and try to avoid anything that happened with Hawke and her indulgences. So
oddly enough, Hawke has nothing to add to this to this conversation. Yeah, she just like,
say, do you have anything to add?
No. She just sits there, like lounged back in one of the Opera House seats, like legs crossed, and she's just like tinging her blades together, and she's just like watching everybody, taking in all the information. Yeah.
Similarly, Wren is silent in the corner, maybe in a seat, her feet pulled up, and her head's down, braids kind of creating a curtain around her face, and she's silent. She's non-participant.
I think as we ended up last time, Bo's put a pin of his hand-drawn edition of Wren onto the map at Charter Hall where they're expected, and all he rarely says is, "This is where it'll go down," and he looks to Satyr. 3 days.
3 days? Sweet.
So we have a little time.
And what is the location?
A nondescript building in Charter Hall.
In Charter Hall?
Yep.
We cannot interact at this location because that would put my contact, put them in jeopardy. I've said that we won't interact at that location, and we will merely follow from there.
Chris, did you say you pinned a hand-drawn image of Wren?
Trevor Wren. Yeah, not Wren themselves. So of their figurines, of the figurine that Wren has carved of themselves, it's a hand-drawn version of that. Really bad.
But it's Wren's figure?
Mhm.
I guess she will approach the table and tap the paper and point to herself with her eyebrows raised.
At this location, it's making sure that no one is seen, but we just follow them. And he kind of shrugs, knowing that he's a bit imposing and visible.
Did your contact, Eckert, did he elaborate on how the meeting goes down? Is this a usual location, or does the location change every time?
It changes all the time, and he drops off. That's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I know you said nondescript building, but like what, like, do we know, like, is it like what type of like location in the building are we going to? Do we know?
It looks like a hovel. It looks like just like an old, like dilapidated building.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be in current use.
Well, for now, we are trying to find out which other parties we're dealing with. We are those who deal with the empty vessels, and there are others that are collecting them. We cannot have that, not in our city. So,
Indeed.
but
Mike, we
I also
are
don't
3 days
think.
out.
So from where we are right now, 3 days is when the delivery is supposed to happen.
I also don't think that those takings of bodies are necessarily the same ones making them. So whatever artifact, creature, something that we might be able to make use of. I think at best, the deliveries will tell us, perhaps get more information about the source. So ultimately, I think it's the source that we need.
He seemed to think that these were ordered. He knew when and where to collect.
Did he tell you how he receives these orders?
Chris doesn't remember.
Yes, they were like written notes to pick up a corpse.
Written notes, apparently.
Okay.
Wren is going to push her dog figurine onto the map that's on the table in the location that Bo had pinned, presumably on the wall in the other map. And then she's going to turn and exit the room. Sorrow will not immediately follow. Sorrow will first sit looking up at Bo and then lick his hand and then turn and follow her.
Okay. Are you heading out to do some gathering of information, Wren?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys see Wren exit. What is everyone else doing?
Hawke will stand and approach the table and look at it more closely.
I think same for me.
So I think while the three of you contemplate how to approach this, we will enter our gather information phase of our score. And we will first follow Wren. Wren, you make your way through the city streets, I assume using the rooftops as you have been wont to do, making your way through Six Towers, across the postern bridge and into the old quarter of Charter Hall. You make your way down the overhead of the main thoroughfare, avoiding the administrative buildings like City Hall and the like. And you wrap yourself. You'll have to jump down at a few points to avoid like the crematorium, the bellwether towers. But you make your way to a section of Charter Hall, the oldest section of Charter Hall, called Charter Wall, which does in fact have a broken down wall around this. And this is roughly the area that was marked by Bo. What are you doing in this area? What are you looking for? What information are you trying to gather here?
So does she have a sense, and forgive me, I don't remember the details from 2 months ago, but does she have a sense for the specific building that they're going to be, that they're looking for, that where this delivery occurs?
You know where to find it, yeah.
Okay. So,
or at least, sorry, you at least have an address.
Bo indicated that they need to move silently and not be spotted. So I think what she's going to do is look for ways that her not so silent peers can move through the streets, can observe from a distance, and have a good view. And if there's any, in other words, she wants to prepare them to also be hunters. If there's anything that she can take away from this in terms of observing the space to understand how this delivery might occur, where the people who are collecting might come from, anything that could give an advantage, she would do that as well.
Yeah. What ability do you think this would be?
I mean, sorry, new UI. Let's see, hunt.
Like a hunt,
survey, probably.
Survey, yeah. Go ahead and roll me a survey.
So I'm gonna click on that, and then bonus penalty. None. And so then, I guess I will roll. I got a 5 and a 4.
A 5 and a 4, so a 5, so a partial success. Outstanding. You make your way to Charter Wall, and doing so, you pass through the older part of Charter Hall. Right? Charter Hall is sort of divided into 2 sections. One being like the almost administrative, and one being like the educational section. You're sort of in the administrative section here, and as you move around, you see the remnants of an old, like the thing about Charter Hall and Charter Wall specifically is there was an old lightning tower barrier here, just like extends around the entire city, but locally here, this was like the first barrier wall that was made. So this is probably one of the oldest sections of the city. You make your way around here, and you realize a couple of things. Here in the Old Quarter is home to City Hall. It is home to the headquarters of the City Watch of Doskvol. It is home to the Bellwether Crematorium, which is in itself home to all of the Spirit Keepers. It would be exceptionally hard for something to move through this area of Charter Hall in secret. The amount of like blue coat activity that is here is only like outdone by like the richer parts of the city, and even then the richest part of the city has its own like private army. So you have all of the administrative buildings here. You have all of the archive buildings here. You have like I said, the headquarters of the City Watch. It would be very hard to move to really do any crime here. Completely silent. On top of that, you have the Bellwether Crematorium, which is where like the spirit wardens are. So anything revolving around death and ghosts and the like would also be exceptionally difficult to pass under their nose. So going through the city, there's something about the setup here that leads you to believe stealth is important for you guys, but you don't think it's as important for the people you're watching.
Mm.
You get the feeling that either this is a known activity, or this
So
is
it's
an
bribes or
activity
that's condoned.
it's either bribes or like someone's either actively turning a blind eye, or they're fully aware of this and okay with it. Is the what you're getting from like the vibe of this place. And you see that in the area, the specific like address you have, while it is a rundown building, there are like active administrative buildings around it. In fact, next door is a ministry records building. So this isn't like a derelict part of the town, or of the section of this district. There are people actively around here, probably less at night because this is or like at actual night. Because this is like an administrative section of town. People are like leave for the end of their day, their shift. So likely there wouldn't be a lot of people around, but you think it'd be very hard pressed for no one to notice what's happening here.
Okay. Was she able to find a path for her partners?
Yes, you have at rooftop access. You're quite good at the rooftop. The only issue you'll have is if they cross one of the like the main streets. So there is, if you imagine the section of town kind of like a rectangle, there's a large main road that bisects it across the middle. So if they cross that road, there's no building you can jump to that is close enough to that. You'd have to get
So
down.
they'll have to go down.
Yeah. But other than that, you can cross all the other side streets to get closer and closer to where you need to go. But if they cross from like the area you are towards Bellwether, you'd have to jump down, cross the street, climb back up.
All right, then. So along her way back, what she's going to do is, her friends don't do parkour as much. So she's going to stabilize anything she can along the way.
Yeah.
To make sure that it is as safe of a journey as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is like I said, it's administrative. No one goes on the roofs. No one looks up. So yeah, you can find enough pieces of things to make transitions between rooftops easier than just leaping across these things. So we see this montage of Wren sort of moving through the city, trying to like understand how this is working, the area in which the dead drop will happen, and then making the travel across the rooftops safer for her companions. And we cut from there, the hours that takes, back to the actual war room. What are the three of you doing, and would you like to investigate anything?
Yeah, I thought of something.
Also, as a reminder for scores, this time frame is kind of amorphous. So like Wren may have come back and given you the information already.
Yeah.
So you can work on what Wren has.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm that's what I'm basing my investigation on, is the information she's going to provide. I'm also assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but Eckert also gave, didn't he give the dates / times of the previous drop-offs?
I don't think so. No.
We need that information. Well, I need that information.
He gave rough indications, but it wasn't anything detailed.
Yeah.
He said it's X number over this period of time.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck.
He did say that he's had like 10 corpses in, I think, 2 months.
And they've all been varying locations.
Yes.
Fuck. All right. Satyr, do you have anything? Because now I have to rethink.
No, I'm still trying to get into alchemy. So I'm distracted for the moment, but anyway.
So
What about
Bo,
Bo?
I'm on a different
So-
computer, so I'm like, oh crap, I can't remember how I got in. So, Bo, what are you doing? Satyr is still lost in deep contemplation.
So, along with the information from Wren, but Bo would have started this before as well. He would start to check the ways out of that part of Charter Hall. If I'm looking at the right part of the map, it's Charter Wall. It actually does say it there. He would look at the bridges and make the assumption that where this corpse is going is not going to be in that area. So he's going to be checking the bridges. From memory, we had a boat. So he would be going through the waterways, looking underneath the bridges as well, looking for anything that is going to lead from those parts of the street into the waterways.
Okay. Interesting. What skill do you think this will be? Or what action?
Well, it's not going to be wreck, that's for sure.
It surely is not.
Not with
It's
that
probably going to
attitude.
be survey. Can't imagine it's insight.
Okay. I'll take a survey. Go ahead and roll me survey, and let's see what happens.
If that rolls survey, try that. Big one.
Fortunately, this is a gather information roll. You find all the bridges. They're there. They're intact. They function as a bridge would. They connect one place to another place via a mass of land over the top of water. What you do find is there. I mean, you'll find like there are like alcoves under the bridges that like go into like catacombs and things of that nature. Outside of the wall of Charter Hall, it's I mean, kind of like everywhere, I guess. It's everything's an island, so like you can get down to the wall. You can like walk around the wall and get down to the water. So access to the water wouldn't be difficult from anywhere. But what I will say is access to the water by going down to it, like by physically moving down like to the edge of the landmass, would be difficult to do in a vehicle. So if anyone's going that way, it would be easiest to approach that way on foot. So you may be looking, if you assume that they are going to the water in some capacity, you may be looking for people on foot carrying these corpses or something like that. It would be hard to get a vehicle down there. But it doesn't look like nothing stands out about these bridges to you, unfortunately. Perfect. What about Hawke?
Okay. I'm just gonna throw some shit at the wall here and see what sticks. Well, my original plan was to look at. I totally missed the point that it was in multiple locations and not this one building repeatedly.
Yeah.
My idea was to go check reports, like patrol reports from other bluecoats for that area, and knowing the times or dates, seeing what kind of what is reported in the area. So if someone's turning a blind eye, who it is and what they're like, if they're reporting something else, you know what I mean? But I don't have that information now.
Can I throw something else at GG?
Yep.
Can I throw something else to you? Is the if you're looking at reports on that sort of thing with the City Watch, are there any indications with the City Watch of patrol routes that specifically avoid that area as well?
Yeah. Ooh, that. Yeah. Okay. Blind spots. That's a good idea. Just because it is a condemned building. Yeah, I do want to do something with the actual blue coats because Charter Hall is supposed to be my area.
Mhm.
So, can I do two things? I want to investigate the building itself, like interior. I want to know if like there's any ways to get down, into the sewers or something like that.
I can do that if
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know if you can do both, great. But I can. That's definitely something that I can
Yeah,
do.
like if you need something to do, that could be totally for
That's
you.
roughly what I was actually going to ask about catacombs and ways to get up into the building, but
Yeah.
so it's
Okay.
very similar.
Yeah, so I'm going to be looking for patrol blind spots and who is in that vicinity.
Okay. What action do you think that would be?
Oh. Yeah, with Melissa here having to figure out a new open my character sheet.
If you go to your character sheet and you go to ratings and then scroll down.
Yeah. Survey. Oh, I don't like how this doesn't tell you what survey. It doesn't tell you what the things are now. Yeah, it's probably. I'm guessing survey. Now I don't know what it does.
If you hover
Survey-
over it, it'll tell you.
Does it?
Survey a location or situation to understand what's going on, sense trouble before it happens, gather information about opportunities or exploits.
Okay.
Sounds appropriate.
Yeah, hovering over it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, so
I'm
survey.
in both. I'm in roll 22.
Oh, okay.
Survey works. I would also take command. I think if you're using your authority as a blue coat to ask these questions. So I would say if you're asking these questions outwardly as a blue coat to other blue coats, I would take command. If you're trying to do this on your own, I would say probably survey.
Well, command has 2 dots.
Command is the better role, but you'd have to be like
talking to people.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think I'm going to do survey because I don't want to talk to people.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me survey.
That seems to be a theme in our group.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
Hello. Survey. Oh my god. So it's gonna be one of those things like, how do I click the ability? Oh.
It's not in your character sheet. It should be on the right-hand side of your screen. For all your other.
Gotcha. Survey. Bonus to the roll. Can I get a bonus because I am a blue coat?
No. You're not talking to blue coats. You're doing it secretly.
No, but I am a blue coat.
That doesn't make you inherently better at looking for things. Yes, if you G, just so you're aware, if you're on the right hand side, if you're on your character sheet thing, with the part you just clicked on, if you hover over those, it should tell you what.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So you're looking for blind spots, patrol records in the area around this place.
Yeah. And that was a number 2, so a bad.
Was a 2? Yes. Yeah. What you find is inherently useful. You find nothing, meaning that no one is actively avoiding this area. There are also no reports of suspicious activity in this area. There's nothing indicating that someone is turning a blind eye.
It gives me nothing.
It gives you something. It gives you something, I promise you.
Yeah, but this also isn't the only pickup location, right? This is just one of many.
True,
so
but this is the one that's happening in 3 days.
Right.
So this is the one that's important.
But what Wren was told is it's going to be potentially one of two things. Either someone is actively allowing it, or they're just turning a blind eye. If they're not turning a blind eye, it's being allowed.
Yeah, for sure. But I can only
So
make one roll during the planning phase, right?
Yes.
So,
But that brings us to Satyr.
Yeah. So I can either try to find out information about who might be turning a blind eye, or who might be working in this area, or I can try to find, or more tactically, I can try to plot out what is the most likely way in and out of the building and where they would be going, so we can be in the right place at the right time, which is where I was leaning on. So I think what Satyr will do is he will lift himself up from the command from the war room. He'll go to his room, deck himself out in his leathers, because that's what he does when he goes out at night. And then he will go out when it's dark, and he will do a scouting mission into Charter Hall, and basically largely use the rooftops to approach where it makes sense, or just the shadows. And he will actually go into the location, try to essentially sneak into the location and look around to find, for that particular location, is there any way to get in, like basically what are the ways to get in and out of the building, right? Is there sewer or catacomb access? I don't know that the catacombs go this far, but
there are catacombs under every district. They don't all connect to each other, but there are catacombs in every district.
So he's going to be looking for catacomb access, because he's going to figure that's the most likely place to move undetected in that particular area. So he's not going to assume that the blind eye applies to everybody regardless, right? And being out in the open. So he's going to look for catacomb access, and then he'll just essentially clock the most likely doors on how you would move hollow bodies, which are relatively like non-communicative. Like would take some, like that's not like a simple thing of just like, hey, walk casually and everybody's cool, right? You do that. So he would be looking for, I guess, the entrances and exits that would be the most out of sight.
Okay. And what action do you think this would be?
Since he doesn't want to, essentially, I'm trying to apply a like how he would sneak in and out of here with people. So I want to try to use prowl.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me prowl.
All right. Let's see here, and no bonuses. That's a 6.
That's a 6 and a 1. That's a full success. Outstanding. Okay. So this is a dilapidated building, and as such, there are entirely ruined sections of the building. Right. It would be very easy to hide something small in here, and you sort of pick through. Going in through the main entrance, you sort of pick through the various dilapidated rooms, like the detritus on the floor. In the lowest level of the building, so street level, there is a hole in one of the rooms. There's a hole in the floor in one of the rooms that you could ostensibly fit a body down. You could shimmy your way down. It is clearly not made for a. It was not made. It's in a hole that exists there, but you could fit yourself down it. So a person of relatively average build could fit in this hole. It would be uncomfortable, but it would lower you down about 10-foot drop into the catacombs. You can, if you don't go down there, you can see that the bottom is kind of there's a little bit of like water in the bottom, as you are fairly close to the edge of the island, as it were. However, there is no indication that this has been widened or used more frequently or used in any capacity. If you look around this place, you see that like there is a it's not like well traversed in this like building, but you wouldn't be surprised if you saw someone like living in squalor here. There's evidence of like empty food wrappers or like a can of something in here, or not a can of thing, or wrappers or cans. We don't have that, but like packages, like a newspaper that held some sort of greasy rat meat or something. Um, and
That's largely specific, but okay, keep going.
yeah, that's very specific to this this setting here. But you look at this place, and the easiest in and out is the front door. There's no sort of like it doesn't look like there's any sort of like alarm here. It doesn't look like there's any sort of like tripwire or any way to like alert somebody. This seems exactly what it is, the facade of a broken down building. The easiest way in would be through the front door and then out through the front door. There are like holes in some of the walls that you could pass through with some effort. But as you're sort of skulking around in here, you find these places, but it also occurs to you that like if you were carrying a corpse, it would either be a big guy like Bo who's single-handedly carrying the corpse, and Bo probably couldn't fit through one of these holes, or it would be two people who would have to one like jam themselves through the hole, pass a corpse through, and then get the other one through. And it seems very inconvenient and time-consuming. For what you're seeing here on a full success, it seems like the easiest way is exactly what you'd think, right through the front door and out onto the main street, which again, this is like a crime. You're moving corpses, stolen corpses, in that.
Well, there's not supposed to be any corpses, right?
Right, there's supposed to be 0 corpses in this room. So that
well,
alone
no, I mean,
no
in Doskvol, there's not supposed to be any corpses.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Right. Okay.
So the fact that this appears to be like so accessibly open, and from what you have heard from Bo talking to Eckerd, he just shows up and puts the corpse in the building and leaves. Like he's not in, like he's just in charge of dropping off the package to the location provided to him. So he leaves because he's a criminal and doesn't want to get caught by the police. And he has no evidence that there's any sort of safety precaution for him. But everything points to the front door being the place you go in and out of.
All right. Well, if there was anything to steal here, I would have stolen it already. So I think I am done. All right. Let's go back to the others and we shall compare notes.
So we reconvene at the war room inside the Opera House, as all of you have spent the last couple of days researching and assessing the location and sort of maneuvering and reinforcing upper platforms. What are you all doing as you have collected inside the war room before you prep for before you start your next score?
When Wren returned, she approached Bo and tugged down on his sleeve, simultaneously going up on her tiptoes and cupping around her mouth, and whisper into his ear, "Blue coats and administration are in their pockets. I found a path for us."
He just nods.
How is Eckerd getting the body in there?
Front door.
The front door seems to be the only practical way in and out. There are other ways inside to maybe move a corpse, but 5 of varying sizes, not something that Seems to be very practical. So the front door, I think if Wren has a way for us to, particularly from the rooftops, to have eyes on, we should be able to have a clear line of vision on anyone leaving the building with 5 bodies, even 1. There's one hole to the catacombs, but jamming bodies through that hole does not seem like something that would be effective without damaging the goods, as it were.
Sorry, the score is for 5 bodies? Just
One.
one. Okay.
Oh, 1 body. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Why do I have 5 in my head?
He said there's that the people are looking for 5 more bodies.
Oh, 5. They're looking for 5 more. Okay, the score is not for 5 more. Okay, my bad. Never mind. Check that.
There might
So-
be 5 more, but Eckert is only responsible for the 1.
Got it. Okay.
There might be 4 more.
Well, they're clearly moving in plain sight because there's no blind spots. There's no evidence that any kind of reports are being fudged in this area. Yeah. So if they're moving on the surface, just like Wren says, they're either doing it extremely stealthily and have very good cover, or someone is just letting it happen.
Those hollow bodies were that we ran into in the catacombs were standing. One, in theory, could give them instructions if they were willing to listen. Would we expect this to be the same? That they would just
No,
empty hollowness walk right in and out of the building? It sounds like Eckert is carrying the body and delivering as if they were actually dead, but that's not what we saw in the catacombs.
Here's one moved. He didn't just sit lifeless.
Right. So maybe that's how.
so they're not
I mean,
corpses.
right. If you put a coat and a hat on one and it was actually listen, could it just walk out the door? Which is why they don't care if anyone sees, because it does not look like a corpse.
Yeah. Well, that's how they're doing it then. Sorry, I don't know why I'm thinking that they're literal corpse, like a dead body.
It may be, but I'm speculating.
To be fair, the one that Bo did see was autopsied, so it was as corpsey as a corpse can be. But it did move when Bo did something to it.
So
And
I'm just not sure what we are dealing with here.
What did you do to make it move, Bo?
Try to touch it.
Try to
tried
touch it?
If Bo touched me, I would move too.
Bo doesn't get the reference. But he looks back to Hawke and says, just try to touch it. He did warn me, don't get too close, because kind of like the ones that we encountered when you made a noise and they all tried to reach for you.
So our goal is to follow them and to find out who this person is.
Are you asking me?
I have agreed to not interact in that location with them,
So
because that would put Eckert in danger.
Right.
we may not even need to follow if we see who it is. We just really need to know who we are dealing with.
Right.
Now, following is going to be likely, but if the person is recognizable, then we get in front of them. Right? Otherwise, we follow. Find out where they go.
So we don't want to interact with the bodies at all.
Well, not in Charter Hall. We would not want to expose post contact.
Hmm.
We never want to throw away a useful tool. Contacts are very useful.
Okay. Well, so they're just walking in and then walking out.
Presumably. And we follow. Until
Well,
we don't.
I'm just thinking about how they reacted to me when I tried to invoke the empty vessel in the catacombs. Sure, they attacked me, but they also walked towards me.
So it's possible. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, if I try to invoke the empty vessel again, it's possible that this body, or sorry, this hollowed person may or may not behave the same way and change their trajectory.
I don't know. I do think that the identity of the delivery is the most valuable piece of information for us.
Yes, I agree.
We could steal as a hollow, but I mean, we had a dozen hollows at our disposal, so to speak, and ones that didn't go well. We made a bit of a mess of that, but even if we had hollows, I don't know what we would do with them. At least not yet.
Well, I'd rather not. If it comes down to it, I'd rather have no one have it than have them fall into a possible enemy of the empty vessel.
There we are aligned. As I said, hollows are empty vessels, and empty vessels are our realm.
Okay.
So how do you, if you're ready, how do you approach this score?
From the best way possible.
Nailed it.
Got it.
Perfect answer.
I'm gonna roll the best roll possible.
Yeah, you're gonna crush it.
Yeah.
Wren is prepared to lead them across the rooftops.
Okay. So there are several what is it, plans of action for this. Is this going to be a social? Is this going to be a stealth? Is this going to be a transport? I'm trying to remember all of the names of the scores right now off the top of my head, but
I think we decided it was going to be a stealth, right? Because the indications are that we need to be.
And then,
so assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. So for stealth, the detail I need to see is your point of infiltration, which sounds like the rooftops. Correct?
If everybody's on board.
And and Wren's prowl is the same as mine. So yeah, it makes sense for you to lead. So you've scouted everything out. Sounds good.
Okay.
I feel like I'm better on the ground though, because I can literally be a blue coat, like patrolling around.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Although you may scare off whoever is coming if you are too obvious.
True, but
I am hoping.
Go ahead.
I am hoping that I got a bonus to everyone's prowl. That was my goal.
Or you get a bonus from our prowls if we can help go in the other direction, right? Because you're leading, right?
Well,
I don't remember how lead works.
It'd be the score roll, the bonus to the score roll.
Yes, you'd give a bonus. So it's been a minute. So there is at the beginning of a score, there's an engagement roll, and based on the information you get, you'll get bonuses to that roll. The higher that roll is, the better your starting position is in the score itself, right?
So I think Hawke on the ground makes sense. I think the rest of us may be on the rooftop. The only question I have is, do we want anyone covering the hole into the catacombs? It's unlikely that that's a way, so I don't think so, but I wanted to ask.
Bo would go where he's told to go. But he would look to Wren. So if Satyr suggests for him to do that, he would look to Wren. And if she indicates to do so, he would follow.
Wren is going to push Hawke's figure to the location near the catacombs, and then put the other figures in a line with Wren at the lead on the map.
Okay.
You think I should be in the catacombs?
Satyr said somebody should be watching the catacombs, and you're on the ground. So
I just asked if anyone felt strongly about covering the catacombs. I'm not actually. I think it's probably better that that all four of us are in the more likely location, because we don't know how many people we're going to have to follow. If there's multiple people, like we don't know. I was just throwing it out there as there is a possibility that we are there. The body goes in, somebody goes in to get it and never comes out because they somehow dropped 10 feet into the catacombs into wet ground with no ladder or anything with a body to help them. So I think it's unlikely.
I feel like it's unlikely. All the indications are that they're just doing this right out in the open.
I think so. Okay, good. I just wanted to talk through it. So that works for me.
And in theory, I think we would know maybe not right away, but if they went in and then no one came out within a reasonable amount of time, it could be an indication that they did not that they're not intending to use the front door.
We could pivot pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, that works for me. So then Hawke, street level or?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do street level, and then I'm going to be patrolling the area for like at least an hour beforehand.
Okay, I can mess with that. So let's knock out this engagement roll.
Let's do it.
Okay, so when doing the engagement roll, you're going to get let me see. You're going to get 1 point or 1 die just for the sheer audacity of your plan, of the existence of a plan here. So 1 for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I think so, because we're in the belly of the beast in terms of the location. To do crime in our location.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Yes.
Definitely more than one factor.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest? I would say no. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particularly defenses or special preparations? I would also say no, but I will say because of Wren's aptitude at heights and traversing the city, I will say you will have a bonus for that ability. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? We have 1 for Eckert. Anyone else's companions can provide insight for this specific job.
One that
Hawke
we
have a blue coat friend.
Hawke has a blue coat enemy.
Oh yeah, it's an enemy.
Oh.
And she would not assist go to that person.
Are there any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Also, no.
Not that we're aware of, anyway.
Yes. Are there any other elements that you think should be considered here?
Could Grace, my extortionist contact, be someone here? Well, she extorts people.
Huh?
Perhaps she may have heard. Perhaps she may have heard on the DL how criminal activity goes down in Charter Hall under the literal nose of the Bluecoats.
Okay.
Something about like someone is being extorted, possibly like a Bluecoat's being extorted or something like that, and encouraged to turn a blind eye.
I'll allow it that she helped you. So I'll say 4. Any other thoughts here? Yes.
What about my friend the scullery maid in Skurlock Manor? Might she have some additional information that she might have heard from Lord Skurlock? Maybe he's investigating this too. We know he's interested, so maybe.
Maybe, but I don't know how that would help you accomplish the score. I like that idea. But I don't know how that would like help with the actual score itself.
What
okay.
about since Ish is a purveyor / smuggly type of person, would any of his background knowledge about how to move goods or hot goods in and out of areas like, say, Charter Hall, be useful in having us plan out kind of likely paths out of Charter Hall? Like so they take the body, and if they're going to head towards where we have seen more activity, which is the Rookery, if I remember right, into that area. So like going from Charter Wall across the Cinder Bridge or that sort of thing, like could he give us any insight into like how one might do that, or like what are the best paths to take into that area?
I you know what, I'll tell you what, I will roll a sway for Ish.
Okay.
No, he cannot.
Okay, fine. Well, I tried.
On a success, I would have given you a +1. So it's I'm tracking 4 successes, and I don't have any additional negatives to add here.
What about the information that Bo looked at, like the waterways and stuff like that?
Doesn't
the same vein as Ish, except what Bo did.
Bo also failed.
Oh, okay.
He did not succeed on his roll. The only person to succeed on their roll was Satyr and Wren. So I'm actually I will give you a +1 for Satyr's.
I was going to ask if I get a +1 for
5.
anything that. Yeah. Okay, great.
For sure. Now, how do I roll in game? We're all learning a new system, guys.
Yeah, this is not
browse
as obvious.
actions.
Well, we're in the new BTT. I think we were doing pretty good before.
I think it's just a fortune roll on my end.
No, I think we roll it.
I roll the engagement roll, I believe.
Because remember, Satyr rolled a crit success before when we were.
No, that was not the engagement roll. That was that was a roll to trick the other people once we were already engaged.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mechanic. Yeah, I'm looking at the character sheets to see because the other game we can roll fortune from our character sheets. The other, oops. That was you, Mike, right?
That was me. That was me.
Okay. I was
Uh,
clicking around. I'm like, what'd I do?
So there we go. I'm seeing a 5. A 5 is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good on an engagement roll. On a 5, you will start in the average position. You will start in a risky position, so you are risky standard, which is your like base level of fuckery. So the scene is yours. Where do we see everybody at this location? What are we doing? What does the camera see as you guys all are arriving for your stakeout?
Well, Hawke's already been there, or
Mhm.
say Roxandra has already been there. She has her disguise, like her mask in her pocket, and she's just been walking her beat essentially, and she's timed it so like she's walking like in a serpentine up and down the blocks, and she's timed it so she's going to be like in the vicinity of this building within like minutes of when the meeting is supposed to, or when the drop is supposed to happen.
Okay. So I think that's where the camera starts, right? As we see Hawke is like in full blue coat regalia, walking down one of the side streets, and the camera sort of pulls back off of this lone blue coat walking their beat, and we see off and to the left, you see this bell tower raising up with like this inverted like conical glass encasement at the top of it, and you see lightning explode out of this thing, and that thing glows green as you see like a number of small fire, like little jets of fire erupt at the crematorium, and in the light of this lightning and this like, jets of fire across this section of Charter Wall, we see crouched low, sort of ensconced by the light of the lightning, we see Wren, Satyr, and Bo atop the roofs overlooking this area. We see a dilapidated wall. This building is adjacent to that wall, equally dilapidated, and we see a small goat-driven wagon, or like a covered wagon, essentially, clip-clopping and rolling its way down the street. We see this carriage stop in front of the building. We see a man that Bo immediately recognizes as Eckert step out of the buggy, like the driver's position, steps down. He sort of lifts up a curtain, a sheet, grabs presumably a corpse, sort of hefts it onto his shoulder, and you see him lumber towards the entrance of this building that you have all scoped out. You see him pause inside and kind of look around, finding a good place of rest for this that is away from prying eyes of anyone walking by the street. You see him deposit the corpse, enshrouded in some sort of like wrap or sheet or whatever it is. Again, he kind of like looks around real quick. You see him return, looks around again, climbs back into his carriage. You hear the crack of a crop, and the goat clops off down the street, passing right by you, Hawke. You see it turn onto one of the side roads and continue away from this, probably towards Dunslow, where he is from. And the corpse is now in place. All you have to do is wait. And wait you do.
Do we have to do loadout, or is that later?
Oh, yeah. What is everyone's loadout?
Standard.
Normal for me.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah, normal is 5, heavy is 6, and light is 3.
3, yeah.
Don't actually see a spot on here to indicate what your loadout you're choosing is.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, so on the character sheets, there's a load tab, which is
Yeah, and you just drag over what your load is.
But I can't do any, like it's unresponsive. Mine is marked.
Need to edit it. You need
Oh, no,
to
no,
go up to the.
Oh wait, can you edit the load
Yeah,
time?
you have to edit your sheet
Oh,
on the
I
load
got
thing, and then you click
Ah.
over to normal or light or
I
whatever,
got it.
and then you have to save it.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, interesting.
And then on
Um,
that right side, that right hand side tab of your character, if you scroll down to load, you can actually drag the items up to where it says drag items here to equip when you use them.
When you use them. Right. Okay, cool.
And it will actually have the load number next to them.
Yeah, perfect.
So sorry, the playbook items are ones we get for free or something like that? Like we get some
No,
free
no, there's
things.
specific ones that you get for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
So playbook items are ones that are unique to you, unique to
Uh-huh.
your playbook. But if you look G, I'm looking at yours right now. If you look at Manacles and Chains, Rage, Essence, and Spirit Bane, see how there's no number next to those?
Yeah.
Those are free. All the ones that have a number, that's the amount of load they cost.
Okay.
Yes, and you technically have the whole list of weapons and items and armor. You just have to use it at the time.
We just have to what is it? Flashback.
You just declare that you're using it. You have it on you. Yes. So as you watch, the delivery site is disappointingly mundane. Eckert leaves the body. Nobody comes. Hours pass. Body simply sits where he placed it.
Can we see the body from our location?
You cannot, but you can tell that he placed it that way. Obviously, he doesn't know where you guys are, but he placed it in a way that like it couldn't be seen from the street. And as the hours sort of dwindle into the night further, you hear that same clip clop and the sound of wagon wheels, and you see coming around. You see two. They look like laborers. They're wearing gray or tan, collared, like low collared button down shirts, suspenders. They have that like paperboy cap on. No mask, no disguise, no nothing. They're two probably guys in their like 30s, maybe mid 30s. They look like they have they maybe dock workers or day laborers. They pull up on a goat drawn wagon, not a covered wagon, and you see one of them hop down and sort of just grabs a sheet or a tarp and sort of pulls it to the side on the wagon, while the other one walks inside. You see him sort of look around. You see him bend down, hoist this up, and sort of like bridesman or like bride carry the corpse out of the doorway and deposit it directly in the cart. And the other one just sort of throws the tarp over the top of it. They climb inside their little seat on the front of their wagon, and they begin to move off.
Is the cart or the wagon in any way big enough such that, well, in this case, Satyr could hide himself under the wagon or on the wagon or?
Yeah, this is like you could fit probably at least a dozen corpses in the back of this thing. Underneath, you could probably, if you can like position yourself to like hold on to this thing, you could probably roll underneath and hold on. The test would be how long you can hold on, depending on how long this journey is, right? How much calisthenics can you do holding on to there? But yeah, you could also get under the tarp if you so choose. What is everyone doing as you see this cart start to, like, you see the two men get in the front of the cart? And again, this is just like an open top wagon. Like imagine like pulling like a Red Rider, a large Red Riding, a radio flyer behind you. What is everyone doing as you see this wagon begin to wheel away?
And they're riding.
They are imagine like a big rectangle with like a seat on the front of it, and there's a goat in the front of that, and they're sitting on the front of this wagon.
Okay, I'm following.
Where is it? Where's it headed?
It's headed the same way that Eckert headed down this road. You can see that it is headed towards the east of Charter Hall. You would know that is in the direction, if it continues going just straight east, that would be in the direction of like the administrative buildings and the blue coats.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I
Wren
think,
will point to a downspout that has some good solid holds in case Bo or Satyr wish to get to the ground.
yeah, I think for now, Satyr's going to track from the roofs.
Okay. Wren
So,
will also follow from the roofs along with Satyr.
Bo starts to follow, but he is probably 6 foot from the edge. He's not going near the edge. And he will look to the downspout.
Does Bo think that maybe 6 feet isn't that far down?
No, he's 6 foot away from the edge.
There's
Come
a
on,
song. That was a
straight from the
Thank
edge
you.
up again.
Thank you. It's a Creed song. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. It was a perfect dad joke setup, and you just softballed it to me, Chris. So I had to take it.
I was going to do 3 foot and then realized that.
No, 6 foot was perfect.
6 foot is much further to the ground.
Yeah.
He would start to follow Satyr and Wren, but he would be clumsily moving along the roof. But because Wren has pointed it out, he would move to actually get down.
Okay. Are you? So you're just following on the ground then?
He's going to hit the ground. So I'm assuming if you're looking at the map, it's Banner Road, which is the one at the top of.
Is it Banner or
Clark?
Clark? You're going
That is
down
correct.
Banner. Okay.
And you said they're heading east.
They are headed east towards the old quarter.
He would then detour down and take a parallel street once they have passed. If they pass the bridge that goes up to
The Imperial Bridge up to
Brightstone.
Emperor's Way. Yep.
Yeah. Once he sees that they're going past that, he would detour down and probably take what looks like Archon Avenue.
Okay.
And try and time his walking such that he crosses those side streets to make sure that they're still there.
Okay.
But also constantly keep looking up for the shadows of Wren and Satyr on the roof.
I was going to say, Satyr, as Bo goes to go down, Satyr just kind of gestures. He like points at you and just goes. And then as you go down, Satyr will check in periodically and just be like directing, right? Just pointing different directions. So you roughly know. So Satyr's actually moving pretty quickly to keep eyes on and be directing Bo or Hawke if Hawke can see is within eye shot as well, because I don't know how Hawke's following either.
Well, I'll only add that I think we've already established that Wren uses bird calls, and they're familiar with those bird calls in order to like get one another's attention when they are at different levels.
I believe you
have a
also,
dog
have an ability.
right?
You also have an ability for that.
Yeah, don't
It's
you
part
know?
of the cult.
Yes.
We can whisper to each other.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have a cult ability to send messages.
Yes, you may use teamwork with any cult member, regardless of the distance separating you. By taking 1 stress, your whispered messages can be heard by every cult. Yes. So if you choose to communicate that way, you can spend a stress to whisper messages that everyone can hear. Cool. How is Hawke traveling? Are you just casually, fly casually along the road?
I don't know. Fly casually.
Yeah, she is going to be casually following.
Keep your distance. But don't look like
yeah.
you're keeping your distance.
Exactly.
There's an episode of Family Guy where they do like a spoof on Star Wars, and there's like the move when they're like running from the Imperial cruiser, and he's like, "Don't worry, I got to move for this," and he just slowly moves to the left, and they're like, "That was it? That was your move? You just moved a little bit to the left?" That's Hawke right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna and it just steps out of the way of the cart, moves by.
Yeah, like sorry, I don't have the other Roll20 open, and I couldn't see street names on that anyway for some reason, so I don't really know exactly where we are. But if they seem to be going in a straight line, she will try and like, she's not like walking right behind the fucking cart.
Yeah.
She's gonna be trying and going like sideways.
Okay.
Perpendicular to
Well,
them.
Mike didn't tell us where we started, so I think Chris and I are kind of just making it up as we go.
You guys nailed it. I said the broken part of the wall. You guys found it. Also, G, in the books section of our Google Drive, there is a PDF of the map.
Yes, Melissa shared it with me.
If you so choose. And I'm sorry. Did Wren? You're across the rooftops. Okay.
Yes.
I feel like
she's
I remember
keeping
you saying
pace
that,
with
but-
Satyr. Yeah, she's keeping pace with Satyr, and like I said, she'll use bird whistles to get attention from Hawke and Bo, and then when their attention is on them, Satyr can gesture directions.
Wren, where's your spooky spirit dog?
Yeah, where's
all
Sparrow?
along with us. Like it's interesting as we run. You'll find
on the ground would be awesome to follow because that looks very nondescript, right? It looks like a stray dog,
a ghost dog running around.
A translucent dog, a translucent ghost
It
dog.
depends. I mean, is it glowing? I don't know. Like,
you know what? Sorrow will follow Bo. That sounds great. Sorrow is also incorporeal, so Sorrow will go into walls and stuff so that they cannot be seen.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I would like a roll from Hawke. Hawke, since you are on the ground, trying to remain nondescript, give me a role that you think would aid you in being nondescript, and I will give you a bonus for being in blue coat garb, because you don't seem out of place here necessarily. But you're trying to like actively not look like you're looking at this kind of cart. So, what attribute do you think that would be? What action do you think?
I'm just looking at my abilities here. It's probably gonna be prowl.
Okay, and I'll give you a +1 bonus for blue coat attire.
Okay. Roll.
A 4. Okay. So as these two workers pass by you, they notice you. They see you there on the side street. Even if you like sort of like happen to turn down an alleyway at the same time, you can see them. Like anyone can see them turn and like look at you. But they see the blue coat like jacket, and they don't engage or like chase it and get out of here. They look at you and they go, okay, this person looks like they should be on the street. They're not actively pursuing us. Even if you kind of like post up and then turn and then follow them, they don't really notice that. But they do notice that there is someone here. So you are able to follow them.
I think she like lights a cigarette, or the equivalent of that they have in Doskvol, and she'll just be like smoking and then like flicking the ash and just flying casual.
I feel like Doskvol is perpetually in Victorian goth mode, so it's only cloves. That's all they have.
It's cloves.
It's all they have. It's the goth cigarette of choice is cloves.
It's like just like a twig.
Yeah. That was my. Are you smoking herbs? Like, what is that? Is this just like the cooking? Yes. Technically, yes. Yeah. So we see. Yeah. All right. So we see you sort of observing this. You're able to follow them. Bo, you're on the streets. You said you're moving down a side street, correct? Or are you following behind them until they pass over like that bridge street?
He's not following directly because he knows the other two are up top. He's in a parallel street. He may pass the street at the same time occasionally, but he's not actively trying to.
Okay.
Because he knows he's got people who can direct him.
Okay. So it sounds like you're just walking and being sort of directed by Satyr and Wren.
Yeah.
Easy enough. I don't think there's any roll here. You guys are just gonna follow this vehicle until it stops. Is what I'm getting here. Outstanding. That allows me. Oh,
I would like to make a slight adjustment, like so when
Yeah.
they would be out of my reasonable patrol range, or what they might deem my reasonable patrol range, can I flip and turn my coat inside out and become Hawke?
Yeah, you can do that. That sounds
Okay.
cool. I'm completely fine with that.
Cool.
Yeah, so you are now in Hawk mode. You transform.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Literally turn my coat inside out, put my big hat on.
Well, this allows me to fill up a clock very quickly. You guys watch the rooftops, on the streets, etc., directing Bo and Hawke to go where they need to be. And you guys watch as this cart does not, in fact, leave Charter Hall at all. It does cross over 4th Street. It crosses past that bridge road that you were concerned about, Bo. And you see that it is heading down. It takes a right onto 4th Street, takes a left onto Archon Avenue, which is smack dab between City Hall and the headquarters of the City Watch of Doskvol. You watch as it pulls right between those two buildings, proceeds about a block or two down, and it stops outside of a relatively nondescript ministry building. It stops. You see one of the guys get down, reaches over, grabs a door that's sort of like one of those kind of like roll up doors, sort of pulls this door up, return to the cart. You see him grab the body, and he walks it inside this ministry warehouse, disappears for a few minutes, and then comes back out and begins to lower down the door. What is everyone here doing?
They stay on the outside.
So one guy stays in the cart, one guy goes in with the body, disappears for a few minutes, presumably to drop it off, and then he comes back out and begins to lower down.
Like it's a
door.
garage door kind of thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And what does the rest of the building look like? You say it's nondescript ministry, but then you put a garage door on it. So does it have windows? What's going on here?
Yeah. It is a warehouse building. So it's like one of those kind of like roll up doors, more or less like a Victorian roll up door. And there are a couple of those like open out at a quarter angle windows towards the top of this. You would imagine on the opposite side there might be an actual like door, or on one of the sides of the door. There doesn't appear to be a door, like a handle door on the side you're facing here. But other than that, it is you can see that there's a Ministry of Preservation logo, like the symbol on the building, declaring this as a government building. But this appears to be just a nondescript, maybe a holding warehouse by the ministry. Yeah.
Are there lights on in the windows?
There are not.
And
was the door? Did they unlock the roll-up?
Did not. He just grabbed it, lifted it up, brought a corpse inside, and is now attempting to close it back down.
So I'm thinking they're literally just the delivery boys.
Same.
I would say, since you asked specifically, Melissa, I would say if you're on the roof, it would be uncomfortable, but with a successful roll, you could be able to shimmy down the side of the roof and then get into one of those slanted windows, because they slant outward. So being able to get yourself in there.
Okay, so sorry, like you froze for me. So you said I could do what uncomfortably? Shimmy through the window?
The window.
Okay, yeah.
From the roof. Like if you want to like kind of climb down the roof with a successful roll, you could shimmy down there.
I think she'll do that, but I don't know if she would do that. Like, would that be out of sight of them, or would she? Or are you saying?
Well, you can wait. I'm just letting you know that from the roof, you think you can get in that window.
Okay, great.
Right.
Then, like, she's gonna hold until they leave, and then she.
I think you see between Wren and Satyr, one of these.
Yeah.
And I think if either Hawke or Bo is looking, we're just like, it's basically hold. Just wait. Just let them go. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Or
hold up
just
that little door
should one
alcove.
of us follow the delivery boys? Probably not. I don't think it's useful, but
No, I think they're literally just there to
just
pick up and
paid.
drop off.
paid to pick up and drop off. I agree.
Yeah. If they had unlocked the door, that was what I was gonna ask. That would be, I think, a different story. But
All right. So when they depart, then Wren is going to tap Satyr on the arm to get his attention, and then she's going to point at that window, and she's going to find a good side of the building where the bricks have good handholds, and she's going to scurry down and flit into the window.
Hell yeah. What role do you think this should be? What action do you think this should be?
Oh boy, we're prowling.
Would it be
Okay.
helpful to use climbing gear for this role?
It would give you a +1.
I was
Great.
thinking maybe.
So
Wait.
Satyr has cheap climbing gear because he's a lurk. So if we both go, I can use my climbing gear to help you.
And can we both use gear to help one another? Is that how that works? Because I could get the
but I thought we were going to try it.
I could get the burglary gear, and maybe you can get the climbing gear, and maybe together we'll.
There's
get lots
regular
of
climbing
bonuses.
gear. It's just less load if I do it than if you
Yeah.
do it. So.
Yeah. So, but I'll get burglary gear. Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
What does burglary gear?
How would that work?
Sometimes there are actually like wrecking tools. People think it's like dynamite, but it's really like a crowbar. So give me
Yeah.
1 second to look at.
Oh yeah. So the burglary gear is more about getting in and out, like
Yeah.
tools, and
There's
then the
actually
climbing gear is
climbing
is climbing up and down. So
That's what I thought.
I think between two of those, that seems like it would be like good. Right?
Well, there's no need to. So burglary gear is a set of lockpicks, a pry bar,
Yeah.
a vial to. So yeah, this is like breaking and entering gear.
Yeah.
So the window's open. You can just climb
Okay.
in the window.
All right then. So then let's go.
So if you
Prowl?
want to use your cheap climbing gear,
Yeah.
Satyr, you
I
can do
can-
so.
I'll do that.
Oh, that's right. You do have light climbing gear.
I have light climbing gear, so it's only
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
load.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Cool. So I will say this will be a +1 bonus for both of you. So Wren, you said prowl, and Satyr, what were you? Are you also rolling
prowl as well.
Okay. So both of you go ahead and roll me a prowl with a bonus of 1.
Ooh, I got a 6.
Fucking perfect.
Nice. Look at you. Where are prowl? Prowl.
let's go.
Prowl +1. Go. And
Nice.
I also got a 6.
Double 6s. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Not a crit, but
Nice.
describe to me how the two of you slither into this window.
So I think Satyr takes out his gear. He kind of ties it off at the top of the building. There's a very thin silken rope down, and just kind of goes gives one of these
Mhm.
please proceed, and
She will just grab it with one hand, and it'll be just like free falling, just totally fast, rapid drop through the air, one hand holding onto this rope, and then she'll flit across the road and scurry up the wall.
Hell yeah.
And Satyr will nod approvingly, and he will pull on a pair of gloves, kind of flex, and then he will follow. And he will, not to be outdone, he will also move down way more rapidly than is necessary just to not be shown up. So a little bit of an ego.
I love that we had completely different visions of what this building. Entering the building, I fully anticipated you getting on the roof of the building that you wanted to get into, and then just going down the side from the roof into the window, and then down.
That's what I
Which is what I thought. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. We're scurrying. That's cool. I like
well,
that.
like so, Wren probably would have jumped to the roofs, but he dropped the rope down. So
Yeah.
we were
Well,
going
that was
that's
again.
because,
That was
sorry,
John's
I had the same
interpretation
thing in
of what-
mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, sorry. I guess my assumption was we were already on the roof of the building.
Yeah.
Upper
Oh,
right
okay.
building.
We're already on the
Right.
roof of the building, and so okay, get it.
How
So
we get to the
instead
roof
of
of the
going
building?
to the road, she's gonna go. She'll just slide right into
Do that super slide cool thing
Yeah.
into the window. Yeah. I like that. I like that.
My
I-
comment my comment in the chat makes a lot more sense when you're doing it this way. Yes.
Um.
Well, if it's one thing Satyr always has, it's always lubrication.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus.
Ah,
What a slippery way into the building. Oh my god.
There's a movie. What is it? Is it Evolution? I think. Anyway, David Duchovny.
Oh, that's an old
Yeah.
I think it's Evolution, right? The long thing. And yeah, there's a scene where there's like, quick, we need to get the alien out. And he's like, use lubrication. There's no time for lubrication. And he grabs
Always
it. There's
time for
always time for lubrication.
Jesus, that is such an old movie.
And they kill it with shampoo or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Head and shoulders. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, so we're inside.
yes.
How many
Um,
stories is the building?
Just the one.
Oh, just one. Oh, okay.
Just the one. It is a squat, low building. You guys head inside, and it is as dark as you would imagine it would be. You see that this is not a very large building. Like, this is not like a dockside warehouse of any kind. I imagine, do you guys have like some sort of light implement?
There's
We
lanterns.
we can
on our
add
thing.
one. Do we? Sorry, what did you say?
I don't think needing to see is necessarily something
There
that
is
will be a
a-
role.
There is a lantern,
Okay.
Yeah.
so she'll.
Yeah, If you guys would like to one of you have a lantern to like look around here, you guys can add that to your load if you'd like.
I'll add it, and she'll pull the lantern out and then pull out one of her matches and light
Okay.
it with a
So you
match.
strike it
Yeah, and
lights
then-
up the room.
And then with the remainder of the match, we'll like blow the smoke out across the room and whisper some words under her breath.
Okay. You see the smoke sort of scatter and then begin to rise up and get sucked out not sucked out, but like it flows out of one of the windows. You find yourselves inside of an administrative annex. It is disappointingly normal. There is no like ritual markings on the floor where they're summoning a bunch of this. It's not a room full of hollows. It's not like some sort of weird alchemy lab. You are in what is ostensibly just a small government like holdover building. You see that there are a couple of desks in here, owing to the fact that there are a number of people that work here in the daytime, or in the daytime, as it were. There's no like cult symbols. There's a surprising lack of blood or ritual implementation. What you see are filing cabinets, shelves, records rolled up into like little tubes and placed on the shelves. You see books. What you see here is thousands of books and paperwork and things that are records of events in Doskvol. A cursory look through before you perhaps let your companions in. There are birth records, death records, taxes, property ownership, arrests. This seems like a census, a scroll of census. This seems like a nondescript bureaucracy building. I will say what you do see on these on several of the desks is like not letterhead, but letterhead that refers to this building as Ministry of Preservation Annex 47B. And then subtitled beneath that is the Records, Retention, and Civic Storage.
So Satyr will.
You're muted.
Sorry, you're muted. Well, so go ahead. You go first.
Are we on the second floor?
There's only one floor.
Only one.
Okay, so do we see a body in here?
You do see a body, yes.
Okay.
And is it just on the floor?
Well, you see a
It's on-
body-shaped object wrapped in a sheet.
And is it just sitting amongst the cabinets?
Yeah, it's just in the middle of the floor.
Okay. Wren will make her way to the door and
Is there more than one door?
yeah.
There's the overhead door, and then there's so there's the overhead door that you had seen them come through. There's this small room that you're in here. There's a door in the front of that room, and it ostensibly leads to maybe more offices in the front.
Okay, but there's not another obvious door to the outside that Hawke and Bo could come in.
Correct. Other than the window or the overhead door. But you can open the overhead door slightly and let them like roll under
Yeah.
if you want to be.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, so Wren will grab one side of the door if Satyr grabs the other side.
We'll do it.
And they'll
We'll try to be as quiet as possible.
as quietly as possible,
like-
smallest amount of room.
And then Hawke and Bo just see the door slightly go up, and then they see a gloved hand just go.
Yeah.
Waving.
And because we're so good, it's like as she's walking, she's just like whoop.
Yeah, you just sort of slip underneath.
Yeah.
You see, Sorrow is it's not a Great Dane, is it? What is the
No,
dog?
Greyhound.
Greyhound. That's the way. I was like, it's G something. I think you see Sorrow walk through the door, just like doesn't duck under, just walks right
Yeah.
through the overhead door, and
Wags
passes
his
into the
tail.
room. Yeah, as he goes through, and passes through the door. Bo, do you choose to enter as well?
Bo would have done a lap of the building. So once they sort of gave the indication that they were stopping and he knew the building, he would have done a slow lap around with the aim of trying to get back to them when they opened the door.
Got it. Okay, cool. You make a lap around the building, and you notice that on 6th Street, the building that like the street that like intersects this one, you see that same like nondescript Ministry of Preservation Annex 47B on there. And you see as you make your way around the building, there are a handful more windows as the front of the building. You see there is a glass, a door with like a glass window on this thing that also says Annex 47B on this. And like kind of peeking around into the glass, you see that there is a small reception area and a door, like an open doorway that leads into what you imagine to be like a hallway or offices of some kind. And you make your way around. That's the only other door you see before you get back to the overhead door.
And nothing is lit within
Nothing
this
is
building
lit.
that we can see. Okay.
Nothing is lit.
Then yeah, when he gets to the door, if it's open, he would have checked over his shoulder a few times before he even reached it, and then just drop and roll under the door.
You drop in. I assume the door closes behind you, and you find yourselves in a room lit by Wren's lantern. Again, you see a number of desks in here. You see rows of like archival notebooks and or not notebooks, but books, scrolls, etc. You find yourselves in a annex warehouse.
I think this is just another holding area.
Yeah, it's possible that this is like you took the words right out of my mouth, Satyr.
So be another pickup
Yeah,
from here.
especially if the door was not locked.
Mm.
And is the body just sitting like right by the door?
Hmm?
Okay. And
But
how
we could get very clever and we could swap up the body for one of us.
she doesn't laugh. she just looks. And actually, she's gonna go over to the body because you said a body-shaped thing on the floor.
I don't think you should touch it.
Well, okay.
It's
She-
going to
he's-
move.
He says that. Okay, she won't touch it, but I want to make sure it actually is a body.
You walk over to it. It is humanoid corpse shaped.
Does it smell like a dead body?
No,
Mhm.
does not smell at all.
Wren is going to, while Hawke is investigating the body, Wren is going to test the doorway.
The door
Is that-
further into the building.
Door to the offices.
Unlocked.
Unlocked. She'll crack it open. Is it dark in there?
It is dark in there, but you do see that there is a like a blue glow coming from one of the other offices. You're in a hallway. You see a blue glow coming from one of the other offices, indicating some sort of electric light.
Okay, she will slowly close it back, and she'll hold her hand open, hold her hand up, and then point back at the door.
Okay. She's gonna back away from the body.
With the quiet finger up on her lips. And then maybe wave everyone over.
Yeah. She will make her way over. Maybe we can, if we douse the light, is it completely black and like darkness in here?
Yep.
Okay.
Does this
She's
door
gonna.
lock? The
The
shutter door.
interior door or the shutter door?
The shutter door.
It locks.
Is it like a padlock or is it just like a latch?
It's from inside. There's a latch that like goes into one of the runner spokes that like it slides up on, meaning it won't go up anymore, and that can only be
Does it
disengaged
look
from the
noisy?
inside. It would be an immediate. You could just do it at noisy. It would be a roll to sort of guide this thing in here with the force necessary to not make a noise.
He would leave it then.
Bo, can he track like spirit thingies?
Kind of.
I'm just wondering, I'm just looking at the loadout, like there's arcane implements and they just give some examples like a spirit anchor in the form of a small stone, a spirit bottle, a vial of electroplasm. Can we place something on like the wrapping that Bo can trace?
Trace
As
like
in
what?
follow it? Like if someone comes to collect this body and they're moving it to another location,
No.
Bo
No.
can follow it.
He would have
That's
to
not-
make something that could do that.
Okay.
Wren is going to. It was a blue light. Wren is going to attune to see if she can sense if that light was otherworldly.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a tune.
I don't have a lot of attune, but we're trying it. Oh, that was a fail.
Okay. So you attune. And the moment you attune, who's around the corpse?
Me.
The corpse-shaped form on the ground bends at the waist and sits upright.
She stands and takes 2 steps back.
I told you.
You can see as you step back, you can see that it is like not like mummified, but it is like wrapped in this thing. And you can see that its arms are moving underneath it as if it were trying to free its arms, but it's unable to. Imagine like if you wrapped a towel around your body, you're trying to like just wiggle your arms out.
Like
You can see that this thing is moving. And you can see its head twist as far as the wrap will let it, and it looks like it's trying to turn its head towards Wren.
I didn't touch it.
What is everyone else doing?
You were someone by it. Well, what are the rest of us? Like Hawke and Satyr are snapping at each other.
Yeah,
What's going-
I didn't touch it.
I'm sorry, Wren, you attune. You do successfully attune, and you don't see any ghost stuff happening down that area.
Before Bo moves to follow Wren, he's going to place something metal. I'm assuming that this door comes down and it's like a little bit of a T at the bottom, like a normal like garage door.
Yep.
He's going to place something on that lip so that if the door is opened, it's going to clang inside this room.
Yeah.
Just to give them some indication that someone's coming in.
Okay.
And he's going to see the body move and then just keep walking towards where Wren is.
Tracks. You walk to where Wren is. Wren's at the door. Door's a little bit cracked open. Or no, sorry, the door is closed. But you see Wren sort of peering in the direction down the hallway at like almost like through the wall.
And you said the body looks towards Wren.
It sits up and is facing the garage door, but it turns its head as if to indicate that it's trying to turn to look at Wren, but it can't get its body to move that far.
Okay. It seems.
Yeah, Wren makes no acknowledgement about that for what it's worth.
Yeah, like I'm the only one who's really been paying attention to the body, and then I'm assuming Satyr's just watching to make sure she doesn't fuck up like she did last time. But she will say, seems to be interested in Wren this time.
I don't know. I agree. Can we put it back to sleep, maybe? Can we? Perhaps I can choke it into unconsciousness, but if it's already dead, is that going to work? I don't know. It's not exactly dead. It's just hollow. Maybe we can put it to sleep. But if I touch it, it might get worse.
Eckert said just leave it.
I think if it doesn't get up, I think we just let it be. So.
I really want to touch it.
Bonk it on the head.
No, I want to like is there like a broom or something with some kind of caretaking tool? I just want to push the torso, see if I can push it back down.
Sure, yeah, I'll say yeah. There are implements in here. You can you sort of push this thing back down, and it takes a little bit of force, but it does lay back down.
Okay, does it get back up again?
No.
Okay.
You just can't leave things alone, can you, Hawke? You just get to keep pushing.
I'm very hands-on, Satyr. And she will put
the normally I appreciate that, but it depends on the circumstances. So
these are my circumstances.
Wren's gonna turn the light low and then turn it back up and then turn it back down in the same way that people flicker lights when it's closing time.
Okay.
and then she's gonna just slowly start turning the light down because she wants them to go through and go into the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll join.
So Bo's already with you. So you sort of like flash the light, essentially, stop smooching on the porch, and you you call them over, and Wren and Bo, I believe, are already stacked at the door. So Hawke and Satyr, you see that Wren is clearly like flashing the light at you guys.
Okay. Yeah. She will put the broom back where she found it, and then make her way over and just give a shrug to Satyr.
Okay.
I just shrug back. All right.
Wren, your companions join you. Where are you planning on going?
She'll turn the light down all the way, and then slowly open the door.
Okay. You slowly open the door. There's a very slight creak. As you enter into the hallway, are you headed towards the blue light, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. You make your way down to the blue light, and you you head down the hallway, and you can see there's an open doorway, and it's sort of like flickering, glowing blue. Your best guess is an electroplasm lamp of some kind in here. Are you trying to peer inside? What are you trying to do as you approach? Okay. You Scooby-Doo around the side, and you see that there is a storage room here, and it is just a room with shelves on both sides of the room. You see this room has a shelf on the wall to the left, the wall to the right, and you can see as you sort of peer around that adjacent to the door, you see that there are another set of shelves. There are 5 corpses or corpse-shaped objects on the shelves on the left-hand side, and you see that there are 4 corpse-shaped objects on the right-hand side, and you can see that right next to you there are no corpses on these remaining 5 shelves, and you see a door across the way that is ajar, but no light from that. And you see that on a small desk with a chair in this room, there is like a like those like storm, not a storm lantern, but those lanterns that like were like oil and they had like a little wick in them, the little glass lanterns that is sparking blue, an electroplasmic lamp, tossing that light off. And you see a room for storing bodies. I guess.
Ding ding, motherfuckers.
Yep. There are 5 holes.
That's what she said. And she
And that's where we end episode 8. That's where we end episode 8, right there. That's a perfect spot. Perfect spot. That's what she said is the final words of
Final
this
words.
episode.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we remember?
Yeah. You got to pick up mid score on the next episode. Absolutely.
Shit.
Ding. I was gonna end on ding ding, motherfuckers, but then that's what she said. Just absolutely trumped that. Absolutely trumped that. Yeah, that is the end of episode 8. 5 more bodies. We'll pick up next time.
That's the name of the episode.
Hey!
Yes, it's the 5 holes, but if you win the way you win, so it's fine.
So
It's
there's
usually me
9
saying those things.
There's currently 9 bodies in
In the slots. There's currently 9 bodies. There's 1 in the warehouse, and then there are slots for 5 more.
For 5 more.
5 more bodies, guys. See that?
Wow.
I'm just really interested in knowing what the name of the next one's going to be if the cliffhanger was that's what she said. So
that's what she said is episode
that's gonna be the name.
episode 9. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
It's a hole for everybody. It's
No.
That's right. That's perfect.
Jesus.
You see what I do to these games? I make it go in a bad way.
Yeah.
So
It's a good time. It's a good time.
And just to clarify, there was room for 15 in total.
In total, correct. Yeah.
And
don't worry, you'll have more answers in the next episode.
I just want to make sure I'm writing it down correctly.
Yes. All right, that concludes episode 8. 5 more bodies. So if anyone has to disappear, do so. Then come back. We'll do our stars and wishes.
Be right back.
You didn't do an intro.
Yeah, he jumped right into the rap.
Yeah,
Oh,
then you just kept going. I thought you were doing like a cold open, but you didn't. You just kept going.
Rise, minions! Welcome to the after show. You're right. I didn't do that.
No.
I assumed the cold open was just jumping right into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no real intro in this game because it's just recorded. So there's no like
nobody's
live
arising.
Yeah. I usually do say arise minions, but like I don't do like the join our Discord, doing our other things. I just do arise minions and jump right in. Typically, but I did forget that. I've played several non-recorded or non-like stream related games recently, and I just jump right in. Like Crystal Legacy, I just jump right into the previously on. And then my One Ring game, I did the same thing for. So I'm a little rusty on our non-streamed games.
It's been a whole month or 2 months.
No.
So
in the handouts, Mike, can you add the big PDF map? Does it allow you to do that?
I don't actually know. I don't actually know if I can.
There is a map.
There is a map, but it's the very.
Yes. Those are already in here.
It's actually a very annoying map.
Add upload media. That's the default map that comes in the book, G.
Well, half of it is covered with like the written description of the locations.
That is the exact map that comes in the.
It's like that's good, but I actually want to see the map. But 9 bodies in the shells already.
I would have to convert that PDF to an image, so I can only upload images or videos. So I would have to convert that. But yes, I can work on that. If not, I linked in the chat, in our group chat, the link that says Google Drive link. The map is in there. Now that I say that,
I just used Roll20. It was easier to find.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. Although to be transparent, I opened up Roll20 first and was like, somebody rolled something, and I was like, huh, their roll didn't show up. And I went, ah, shit, we're in alchemy now. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Oops.
That's why
Oopsies.
when you guys tried to, when Melissa tried to throw to me, I was like, or sorry, it was, or G, I don't remember which one. I was like, no, I'm in the wrong VTT right now. I'll get there. So.
Yeah, I have. So if you click on the Google Drive link, there should be a Blade in the Dark books link or a books folder that has the map in it as well. You can zoom into your heart's content.
Detail.
All right, let's jump in to our stars and our wishes as I try to find out which of my 9 million screens the notes are on. Perfect. So let's start with that's what she said. G, what are your stars and wishes?
Yeah, stars for this mission. What is it called? Heist.
Score.
Yeah, I like how it's more than what it seems. And I wasn't sure like what to expect. I thought we would just like literally like be following people. Like I was expecting like the people who pick it up to be the culprit, and then obviously it's like very simple, like more layers to it. I'm like, oh, I'm just pleasantly surprised. And I like the I'm calling it a twist that it's like right under the noses of all the big important people.
Powers that be.
Yeah.
Or as on behalf of the powers that be. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mhm. I like that detail. Wishes. I want to know what 47B stands for.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure it stands for like, like some secret organization within the government or whatever.
It doesn't. It's just
It
arbitrary numbers and letters.
Yeah, I just yeah, I'm feeling kind of brain dead right now, but I feel like I just want to know how this is going to play out, and at what point do we roll our outcome for the score?
When it's done, I don't think the score's over yet.
Yeah, so it's like I just want to know how shit's going to go down.
How shit's going to go badly for you guys?
Yeah, because it's been smooth sailing so far, and our last one we rolled really well. We rolled a crit or whatever, 2 6s, so it was literally the easiest thing. So I'm a bit hesitant but also curious to see how shit's gonna go down.
Have we only done one score? No, we've done 2 scores.
We did the hollow body. We treated the hollow body battle. We treated like a mini score.
But we
Yeah.
didn't get XP.
Yeah, there was only
from it,
one
though.
score. The
Damn,
only
we've only
one
done one
official
score? Yeah,
Mhm.
holy shit. Okay.
Because
Wow.
we like to role play, and
we finished it in 2. We did it.
Yeah.
Finished it in 2 turns.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are winning Blades in the Dark, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you
True.
guys.
Yeah, we're turning the mechanics upside down with our
Yeah.
role play style here.
Yeah, mechanics, what mechanics?
Yeah.
So G, your wish is to see how the outcome goes. The
Yeah.
outcome?
What kind of shenanigans are going to go down?
Okay, I like it. Let's jump to John. What are your stars and wishes?
Let's see. I enjoyed that this this particular score was a more stealthy score than a social score.
Mhm.
I think that it played more towards I would say played more towards the tendencies of the greater group, and just as playing through that, one of the things I was thinking was that we decided that we want to be a cult, and fundamentally running a cult means talking a lot, and like very few of our characters actually like to talk, and so that makes it an interesting choice in retrospect, which I think is funny. But I do think that this kind of mystery, conspiracy, like whatever's going on here, plays well to a lot more of our character builds versus our kind of player slash choices, I guess maybe is a different way. So it's been a fun contrast, and so this was fun. Like I absolutely love that Wren and Satyr were like super sneaky, and and we rolled well to play out like, hey, this is what our characters are kind of built for and good at. So that's always fun to see. So I did like I did enjoy the Wren Satyr. Hey, we're gonna seek the stealth aspect of it. So that was pretty fun. And then I also liked the combination of Bo and Hawke, kind of participating and like following and reconning in their own way, and just kind of everybody working together. I thought the teamwork in this one was pretty cool, and that was fun to watch. So everybody kind of did their own thing, and just just one thing I'll throw in at the end that I just thought was really clever. Chris putting the piece of metal by the door so it'll ting. I was just like, oh, that's super smart. Like I wouldn't have thought of that. So I just props to that. Like I'm like, okay, he's thinking ahead. Where the rest of us are just
or he's
playing
played in
this
too many
week,
games with me where I do shenanigans like that.
Oh, I see. So Mike has ruined you as a player. It's one of those like those D&D groups where every 10 feet I check for traps. I check for traps. I check for traps. Like, oh, I hate you.
I wanted to lock the door, but Mike said it was going to make noise. So I had to find another option.
That's fine.
Like
well, in the burglary kit, there literally is like oils where you can oil locks and things to quiet them down. I won't. Well, maybe I'm going to. I won't say lube in this particular case, but you can. So that was funny, and I was not the one that brought up lube. That was.
John. It's funny you made an observation, and you're the second person to make an observation in two separate games. That the players got together and decided what they wanted to play, and then made characters that were not that. We play in a space western game, and the similarity so far is that G and Melissa were in both of these games. But we played in a space western game, and then when I shot at them, they said, "There's guns here. Everyone has guns. We have to shoot. We have to shoot people." Several people in that game made complete non-combatives. And we're surprised that
some of us did not make non-combatants.
That's true.
I am not a non-combative. I have a gun that I can shoot.
I think like no one has like gun skills. No one has. They were like, "What do you mean? It's a western. It's a space. You guys wanted a space western. Everyone has guns.
Guns.
I was the one that I couldn't shoot the guy with the ship gun.
Yes, you cannot shoot a guy with a ship gun while docked to a space station. Or you shoot the space station is what happened.
So nobody made Jane from Firefly is what you're saying, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Everybody made the doctor or the preacher or
literally,
quite literally. So you're not the first person to make that observation in a couple of these games, John.
I mean, it makes it fun. Like how you
sure.
From a role play perspective, I find that fun to be able to blend that. I mean, I don't want to get too philosophical here, but I mean that to me is a parallel on how we live our lives, right? We are our own person, and what we do is not necessarily like the most conducive to our personal character space, right?
Yeah, you are not optimized as a human.
No, we are not optimized for our lives that we have.
Yeah.
Right? So we make the best of it. But anyway.
I like it.
Wish. No, I just wish for to get more answers. Right? That's certainly, and then we're on the road to doing that. So
I think so. Yeah, get more answers for sure. Let's jump over to Melissa.
Oh, it's me.
It's you.
I really enjoyed this game, and I enjoyed all of the little moments. I feel like the characters feel very, very natural. I really enjoyed the approach that we all made, as John was pointing out. Like I also enjoyed, I really liked that Hawke was there on the street doing things exactly the Hawke way. And then I also enjoyed that Bo actually came along on the rooftops and then got to the point where I was like, nah, okay, I'm done with this. And then it was fun interacting with between Wren and Satyr. So much fun. I also find what I also really liked, and I don't know what this means or how it's a star. Maybe it's just a random star. I felt a lot more comfortable in Wren this time. Like, I feel like I've been really struggling a lot. Like, I spend a lot of time trying to think of how I can interact without speaking. And this time it just felt a lot easier. So I don't know why that is, but it felt good to do that. And then overall, well, I really do like these characters. I like the world. So, great job to the Blades in the Dark designers. Makes for some really fun storytelling, I think. I can feel it, right? And I'm not a very visual person, so when I can get immersed in a thing, it's super impressive. So, and I think that how Mike tells the story, the world that Blades in the Dark has created, and I think that how each of my awesome co-players, is that correct? Is how well that they play. It really like builds that, and so that's a big star for me. The other thing that I really like with my, I'm just going to keep saying co-players, is in the same way we're not optimized, our characters aren't optimized for the space, we as players aren't optimized necessarily for these mechanics. And like, there is a way that we like to play games. And so I like that we're just playing them in our way. And instead of like feeling uncomfortable around it, we're just playing. And I like that how Mike is always so great at flexing and making it all work. So it doesn't feel like, hey, we're making a mess of things for Mike. Mike is just so easygoing with it all, And so I like how that all works together. The blend of that is awesome, right? So
yeah, I'm here for the ride just as much as you guys are. I don't know what's going on. I have only slightly more of an idea of what's going on than you guys do, and I try to stay there. I try to stay only a few steps ahead of you guys, because then it gets real easy to railroad if I know everything that's happening, because I want you to get to the conclusion I've already reached. It's like when you've watched a movie and then you show your friend that movie and then you watch them and you're like, you need to react properly now, or you're not appreciating it the right way. So I don't want to know the ending. I have ideas of the ending, but there are several times where the ending has changed based on what you guys have thought the ending was, or what you guys have thought has been going on. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like that better than what I had. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I'm here for the ride with you guys. I'm experiencing the same story as you guys are. That's why I prep like a day or two before. That way I'm not like just sitting on this information for weeks and forgetting it. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. I'm glad you're enjoying.
Well, you always do a good job, I think, of like adjusting the storyline, but I think in this case you're also adjusting mechanics, because I don't know, like we're not all Blades in the Dark players. We tend to play a lot of mystery games, and so we're playing this like a mystery game instead of like a Blades in the Dark game, which has a very unique kind of cadence and kind of like structure to it.
Yeah.
And you're making it easy for that. While I still do feel like the mechanics exist and are there, you're making it easy for us to like not necessarily play in a way that we as players are not optimized for.
Like I died on the inside when I failed my investigation roll or my prowl roll. Like, fuck, I can only do one roll and I didn't learn anything to actually help. So
you might have, but, Chris said.
Well, yeah, but technically I failed the roll. So
roll.
Yeah, I think John and I rolls, but Chris and G didn't do so good this time, which is only fair because you guys like totally critted the last one, and then John and I didn't even get to play at all. So it's just
I didn't do anything.
Oh, it was you and Chris.
I failed in the last one.
So
yeah. Did I get wishes from you, Melissa?
Wishes. So my wish is kind of weird, and that is that I level. So I'm going to say one of the things I don't like, there's a lot I like about these mechanics. I'm finding the experience system really irritating. And part of that is because I'm really eager to give my character some skills because when I made my character, I'd already played that one shot and Sorrow was, had certain abilities in that. And I didn't realize that those were like, skills you had to purchase. So instead of getting my own character skills, I made Sorrow incorporeal, right? So like now I feel like I don't have like a big bang like that I can do. So I'm eager to get there, but then also I just feel like and it may not be the case, but I feel like I'm lagging behind because you have to be super intentional about what you do in each session in order to get a point. And if you like just get caught up and you just play, you might like not do the things that you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
The XP in this game is weird. I'll give you that.
It is very focused on how I don't know if this is the right term, but min-maxing your character. If you're not min-max, if you're not playing to your exact strength and character build, then you don't get XP either.
And background, right? Like, so
right.
Yes.
And that makes it a little tough.
Once you create your character, you really need to play all elements of the character in order to get the experience. And so you have to be super intentional about it. And I think it took me a little while to realize that. And then even being intentional about it, you're not always able to hit.
It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
We'll do XP probably in the Discord chat just to save some time before this for the next game.
And that's it for me.
Level up, so good. Level up. And what about Chris? What are your stars and wishes?
My star is, I think it was also, so Melissa mentioned about how this session felt more natural for Wren. I think it also came across as well a little bit that Wren was a bit more of a leader, at least for Bo. Bo looked to Wren, and I quite enjoyed seeing Wren doing things again without speaking, but getting everyone to do what they were supposed to be doing and keeping everyone focused. And I enjoyed watching Wren almost in their element. Like, this is what I do. I'm gonna make sure you don't die doing what I do. Putting in the effort to make sure that a big lump like Bo isn't going to fall off a roof and has a means to get down. So yeah, I think that was one of my big stars. I think everyone working well again as a team, finding the information that we needed to, getting to where we needed to, was good. I enjoyed that. Wishes to find out who's stealing bodies.
Okay. No promises, but maybe.
I'm not saying next session, but at some point.
Yes. Okay. That's fair. Fair. Fair enough. Who is stealing bodies? Perfect.
And I also, I just before you go, Mike, I just want to add a star for Melissa for actually searching the building and then finding the bodies. Because I was totally stuck in the thing like, oh, this is just another waypoint that someone else is going to come collect the body. So I wasn't even thinking about like investigating. So kudos for that.
Yeah, agreed.
You weren't thinking of investigating? Who are you?
That's why you failed your role.
Doesn't give a shit in that sense. But then,
we're gonna go back to, just because you have a job doesn't mean you're good at it. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I came up earlier.
So, but that's true.
Like I myself and Hawke were like, I was thinking that this place is just a way station again. So
that was my first impression too. But but investigating, we still could have found things out. So
that's true. But that totally affected what I was doing in the scene. So it was good that Wren took the initiative and looked around. So yeah.
My stars. This session went places I didn't expect, but didn't plan for. I don't know. That sounds wrong. I assumed you guys would do other things that you did not do. And you guys were very focused on this building, and I wanted so much to be like, hey guys, don't get out of the building. Get out of the drop point. The drop point is not where the drop point is just a drop point. But I can't just be like, hey guys, fuck out of there. And I at one point when I first took my notes for this, I originally had, which I was doing like prep before the session. I originally had like the getting from point A to point B. That was it. You guys were going to observe it, and it was going to show up there, and then I was going to make getting into that building its own separate score. But I was like, that seems very boring to like have a whole setup and they just follow it down a couple streets and they go, oh fuck, it's a government building. So I was like, let's combine those into one thing. But I had written out like a whole bunch of notes, not like a whole bunch, like a handful of bullets of like for the gather information phase of things you could do. And ironically, one of them was research Charter Hall. And you all did that one. You all did that one 4 different ways. But I had like go back and talk to Eckerd for more information. Research the letters that he's getting on where to pick up the bodies. There were some clues on the letters. I fully expected Bo to tap into the ghost field and look around. So I had like a whole like a set of bullets on like ghost field shit. And then I got excited for a second when G, you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do blue coat stuff. I have a whole section that is investigate the prior victims. And did you were like, I'm gonna look at the records for who was on the beat patrol. I was like, damn it. Golly. So I'm
So
like,
you're saying our stars are, hey, you guys didn't do all the cool things.
I'm saying
That's
you
the
guys
star?
you guys didn't do the things I expected, but you all did one thing in very different, unique ways that are all appropriate to your character. And had I been a better GM, I would have thought, oh, write all these things and then remember that your players will do none of them, and then write all these other things that your players will do.
In the defense of everyone at this table, including you, Mike, I think that's another detriment to the system that we're just not accustomed to. Like for investigation, we can only do one thing.
Yeah. For the gather information thing, you are limited to one
and
thing.
that's what I was like, kind of like, oh, like I was really bummed out that I did not succeed in my role. Like mechanically, I did not succeed because
the game,
there's literally nothing else that I can do.
The game puts a lot of eggs in the flashback mechanic basket. Because if you look at like the concept of the game is based on heist movies. And when you look at like the heist movies, like if you look at like Ocean's 11, they're like, we're gonna break into the building. Here's the setup of the building. It doesn't really, at most you get a brief montage of like, I'm training to go in air vents. I'm training to make a duplicate of the room. Right, but you don't actually see what the plan is, and then you see them execute the plan, and then the plan fucks up, and then the camera literally cuts back in time where it's like, actually, we had a 12th member of the team, and that person got a secret badge. So like, the game punishes you for trying to play it like other games. Like other games, you're going to investigate, and then spend a small amount of time executing because you've already done all the investigation. This wants you to swap that and investigate as little as possible, jump right in, and then flashback of how I got around those things. And so that's it. It's unlike any other game that does that. And it's probably like, flashback is probably one of the coolest mechanics, but it's also like the hardest to like remember and like get your head around of like, okay, don't plan, execute, and then flashback and reverse plan and explain why I did this ahead of time, and then roll then, which is a wonky mechanic, but it is usable all the time. But yes.
I will add another wish, and the wish is that in our next game, each of us does at least one flashback.
Do flashbacks.
And I would say flashbacks to gear shouldn't count. That's too easy. Like, oh, I flash back to packing my bag with my light climbing gear just in case I needed it. Like,
all of the gear on your list you have constantly. You have it all the time.
I just mean that's an easy flashback that you could do. Why I picked a thing, but that's not. Like I did a thing and that's going to give me a bonus in this moment because I thought about it before. It's a cool mechanic, but it's also tricky in the moment. So
Yeah, you basically have to play thinking about flashbacks. I was like, okay, cool. I want to flashback to this moment. How do I set that moment up? Is kind of a weird way to play the game. Or like,
so all those things you said we could have done, we can just flash back to those now.
You can flash back to, you can flash back as to why if that becomes relevant.
Yeah, that's what I just wrote down. Possible flashback to looking into the victims.
It's only relevant during the score, though. You don't get to flashback in free time or whatever.
We're still in the score.
You are still in the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
So my star was seeing like how you guys went about figuring out like what to do here. And I'm excited to see how that plays forward. I also really big star for Melissa. I agree with you wholeheartedly about you. You felt the most in tune to your character this session. I think every other session you've come away saying, I need to figure out how to better portray Wren or figure out how to better portray not speaking. And you were very not speaking, but also like the whistles, the flashing the lantern thing, the like how you were indicating people to follow, the like the picture that Bo drew, and you kind of like walked over, you picked it up, gave him a weird look, you pointed to yourself. Like you were very much embodying the non-verbal character that you have built in this, and it felt the most like comfortable. Like you were very like you finally settled into not talking as the character. And in a way that
thank you.
Yeah, hey, you did it, not me. I think you finally hit your like I said, you always ask like, oh, how can I do better at this? And I think you got it. You nailed it. You finally settled into the character and accepted like that's how it is done. So very cool. Very fun to see that happen. And yeah, I guess my wishes is also flashbacks. I want to see some flashbacks. I want to see some cool montage moments from you guys. Everyone go watch Oceans, 11 through 15. And come back. And yeah, come back and we'll do that next time. And hopefully Kendall can join us and text me back and says, hey, I'm alive.
All of Satyr's flashbacks will just be him eating a cheeseburger. Like I'll do the Brad Pitt.
just hanging out in a suit with a weird tattoo up your arm that no one can ever see. So it means something for sure. So that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this peek behind the curtain of our after shows. If you want more after shows, go check them out over on our Patreon. And that's it from us. We'll see you guys next time. So from all this to you. Bye.
Bye.
G, I did an outro. Is that better?
Yeah, you did.
Is that better? All right, friends. Get the hell out of here. G and Chris, disappear if you'd like to.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to ask: does every roll that we fail, do we get a pip on that ability?
No.
No.
Nope.
No, the ones we get a pip on are the ones that were desperate.
Yep.
Not a fail.
Okay.
Sorry. And the ones that are in the gathering information check are fortune rolls, not actual. There's no like risky, desperate. There's nothing on those. There's no stakes in you gathering information. You either just get it or you don't.
But now we want to try to be desperate at stuff in order to get pips, right?
So if you roll a desperate roll, you get a pip in, or you get a little blade in the specific. So like if I'm looking at your character sheet, Melissa. So if I go to ratings, if you see how it says insight and there's like a bunch of daggers next to insight, prowess, and resolve, if you roll a desperate roll in any of the things below that, like so attune, command, consort, sway, you would get a dagger in resolve.
Yeah. Notice I have no pips.
Yep. And then the playbook ones are like at the end of the episode we ask the XP questions. That's what those go into. So you could always try. I think I want to say John has done it before, and I think Chris has done it too. If I say you're risky, so it's controlled, risky, and desperate. So controlled is the best, risky is in the middle, desperate is the other one. If I say you're like risky standard, you can subtract and go down to desperate to get a higher. So go from standard to great. You can always like swap those down. So if you want to like set a bomb, like I think that's what Chris did, like set a bomb, you can make it desperate, in which case if you fail, it's going to be a bad time, and then great, which means that the effect of it will be like a big explosion. However, now if you fail, it's going to be really bad and explode really big. So you can always trade for that. Then a desperate roll gets you a free pip.
And then for the for the improvement for the downtime activities, you can train. That's the thing
Yes.
I have done. And train,
Yeah.
just you just get a couple of pips you can kind of throw wherever.
Which is nice.
All right, friends.
Hey, happy early Father's Day to
happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day.
John and Mike.
To John, and tell Matt we said the same thing.
Yeah.
Will
Happy
do,
Father's
and y'all have a fun game.
Cool.
Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Thanks. See you.
Bye-bye.